Attention Seahawks fans! Tension is in the air behind the scenes at the Seattle training camp, and a decision may shake the fans' expectations. One of the most promising rookies, an offensive lineman with an impressive college history, may be at serious risk of being cut. The coaching staff gives mixed signals. The initial depth charts do not put his name in the expected spotlight, and reactions are of shock and anxiety. Welcome! Show your support to the Seahawks by reaching 100 likes on today's video. This season, the Seahawks start with 29 rookies on their 90-man roster, including Mason Richman, a 7th-round pick in the 2025 draft. Richman was a pillar on the University of Iowa's offensive line, starting 52 consecutive games at left tackle, a feat that highlights him as one of the best in recent school history. His productivity and durability put him as a player who could fill a vital gap in Seattle's roster. However, despite this record, the current training camp scenario does not favor his future on the team. The brief absence of news about his performance highlights that his spot on the roster is far from guaranteed. Richman, with a height of 6'5", began his career in Kansas as a defensive standout, but moved to the offensive line at Iowa, where he earned recognition and honors in the Big Ten Conference. This shows his versatility and adaptability, elements fundamental to staying in the NFL. Nevertheless, the transition to the professional level is more challenging, especially for a 7th-round player who must prove his value quickly. General Manager John Schneider expressed on draft day the initial intention to keep Richman as a tackle despite doubts about his length for the position. However, the first depth chart does not reflect this view, listing Richman as the 4th guard, behind players like Anthony Bradford and Christian Haynes. This movement indicates the coaching staff is testing new ways to fit him into the team, but it also reveals the competition is very fierce, and he might not win this internal battle. The Seahawks' offensive line is currently not one of the league's most effective, a problem the team tries to fix with young players like Richman, who must assume responsibilities quickly. Preseason pressure begins now, and upcoming games, especially against strong teams like the Las Vegas Raiders, will be crucial to prove he merits an active roster spot. This moment may define whether he will be a pleasant surprise or another name discarded during cuts. It is important to contextualize the recent past of the Seattle Seahawks, who, under coach Mike Macdonald, started their 2nd season trying to overcome inconsistent results and find a team identity. The arrival of young players is seen as an attempt to refresh the roster. Yet doubts remain about how many rookies, including Richman, have the real ability to contribute immediately. The fans are divided between excitement for the future and concern over losing talents. Comparing previous seasons, Seattle has struggled to stabilize the offensive line, a critical factor for offensive success. Betting on Richman and other young players may be risky, but necessary given the current context. If he manages to win the internal competition, he could be a pillar for the team in coming years, but the path is full of obstacles and uncertainties. The impact on Seahawks' future could be significant, altering the team's dynamics in the pursuit of notable results. Looking forward, Mason Richman's scenario is high risk and high reward. If he fails to establish himself this preseason, he may be cut, disappointing coaching staff and fans who bet on his capacity to strengthen the offensive line. This is the harsh reality of professional football, where a brilliant college past does not guarantee immediate success. Only performance in the coming games and practices will decide his fate. For the Seahawks, pressure doubles in a year of reforms and adjustments. The offensive line and rookie performance will be crucial to support the offense and lead the team to playoffs. The development or downfall of players like Richman will be closely monitored because they directly affect the club's strategy and future. The fans need to stay alert and ready to support, but also demand clear results. In summary, Mason Richman represents the hope and doubt of the Seahawks in 2025. a talent with potential requiring patience and focus to prove himself in the most competitive football arena. What is at stake is not just a roster spot, but consistency of the technical project and heart-wrenching decisions for the fans. Opinion: Mason Richman's case exemplifies the harsh NFL reality for rookies. Even with a strong college resume, internal competition can be ruthless, and only the best prepared survive. The Seahawks increasingly need to bet on players ready to contribute immediately, and Richmond is still facing the decisive preseason test. Provocative question: do you believe Mason Richman has the capacity to overcome pressure and secure his spot with the Seahawks, or will he be yet another young talent wasted? Final call to action. Did you like this analysis? Like, comment your opinion, and subscribe to the channel to never miss any detail about the Seahawks' future.